Hi boys and girls. Okay, today we are going to be creating our collage faces inspired by Romare Bearden. And so you're going to need one piece of painted paper for your background and a smaller one for your head shape. Okay, so there's a selection. You can just go through and pick one that you think looks like something that inspires you. I'm going to say this one is the one I'm going to use because I love dragonflies. It's hot pink, which looks fun. And then pick a smaller piece of paper for your face. If you want, you can trace or you can draw your own face shape, but I also have some tracers that if you just want to, I would probably flip it over to the back maybe. Take your pencil and just kind of, because we want to use, I keep jumping over the edge. We want to use the majority of our paper for this. We want it to be a fairly large face, so we have something to work with. If you were to make it smaller than this, it's very hard to get your facial features. So then go ahead, once you have that traced on there, and cut out your shape of your face so you can get started with that. Boys, if your ear, or actually anybody actually, if your ears show, save some of this same color. I mean, you don't have to, you could do them different color, but I think I'm going to do them, I'm going to do it this shape. So just cut out a curved shape that going that way, and then another curved shape going the other way. It's kind of like cutting out the letter C, right? And put those on. Okay, this one's actually a little smaller. You know what I think I should do? I think I should actually place this on here so that mine are a little bit closer to the same size. I think I'm just going to lay this on here and cut around it like that. And then I'll have two that are a little closer to the same size. Yeah, that's a little bit better for me. Okay, so there I've got already got my head and my ears. Oh, I probably should save a little bit for my neck, right? Oh, look at this. I've got just enough here. I'm going to just cut this going, let's see. So maybe to get the most out of it here. See if that's enough for my neck. It's a little smaller than I really want it to be, but it'll do. There's that. Now, I'm going to need probably something that I like for my shirt. So that's where you're going to have a bunch of magazines to use to find colors and things that inspire you for your shirt. So maybe there's something bright. I like bright greens. Let's see if I could find a bright green in here. Just kind of scan through it, see if you can find something. It needs to be kind of bigger for your shoulders, right? So if I'm going to do, let me set these to the side. If I'm going to do my shoulders here, your shoulders are about the width of your head. So if you take your head and kind of put it here, my shoulders actually would go all the way to the edge of this paper. So I need to find something that's at least that wide for that part. Ooh, here I found something green in this one. So I'm actually gonna use that green leaf, and I think just to make it easier to cut, I'm gonna tear this whole page out. I'm imagining this is the top of my shirt right here, so I'm just going to kind of cut right around the edge. Maybe I want this edge actually because it's a little bit rounder. Okay, and then if I'm trying to leave room for my where my neck would be, you could just cut a little curve line in there. There, and now obviously that goes way off the page, so I'm going to get to trim it right about here, which works out perfectly. Maybe somebody else can use if you have extra scraps that they like too, you can share those with someone at your table. There's my, now I need to start gluing because otherwise I'm going to start losing some of these pieces. So once you have some of your important pieces, get those glued down, okay, so that we don't lose them. And remember, when you're gluing, you just need one line of glue around the outside edge. You don't need to fill this all in with excessive amounts of glue. Get that glued down, get your ears glued down. And then for faces, I was noticing as I was looking through the magazines that a lot of the faces in the magazines are way smaller than this face. So the eyes and things that I would have wanted to use are not quite big enough. So what I have done for you guys is I kind of went through and got some pictures of people and I enlarged them and I printed them out. So you will have on your table to work with, everybody will have like a set of just a bunch of faces, and you can just pick out whichever like eyes or nose or mouth or whatever that you think looks most like yours, okay, or like what you want it to be. You can also get super creative with this. You could just put in place of your nose, let's say you don't want to use one of these, you could take something from the magazine. Maybe you could find like a strawberry or something that's like the shape of a nose, if I saw one in one of these, and you could cut that out to place in place of your nose, okay? So think creatively. Maybe this looks like a nose, right? I could cut out that, I think that's a clove of garlic. I could use that. I love garlic, so maybe that could be something that I could use for my nose. I could use this for one of my eyes, right? I don't have to use, oh, and now look at, here's a lady who does have a big enough face. I could borrow her lips, right? I could actually take that and use that, okay? If I wanted to, and I think I'm actually going to. So I don't want to use all of her. I'm just going to use her lips. Even though they're facing a little bit one direction, I don't care, because remember, this is kind of an abstract version of myself. So I'm going to put my lips there, okay? And then I could use her nose too. Let me see what it looks like. So if you cut it out and you don't like it and you want to try something else, do it, okay? Well, I kind of like that. Ooh, there's an eye, but see, now her eye's closed. That nose could work too, actually. You know, when I looked through these earlier, I didn't see any of these bigger ones, but this would actually work. I'm going to cut this out and show you what this one would look like. So you're going to just experiment with this, right? You might have to try a couple of them before you find one that you think looks good on you, okay? Now, I feel like that one's just a little bit too big, so I'm not going to use it. I might go back to this one. Could I use one of these for my eye? I'm actually seeing this almost could look like an eye, right? If I'm just being really creative here. Could I use that for my eyes? I could. Isn't that cool? So I want you to really think out of the box here. If you want to, use what I gave you. If you want to be creative, let's see, I might make it look in this way. So it almost looks like those are the pupils and they're looking that way. Oh, I love that. That's creative. Okay, so have fun, be creative. At least get your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your shirt, and your face on there today, okay? We can worry about eyebrows and hair and other details next week, but I would like you to at least get the basic shapes glued down today, okay? Oh, what did Mrs. Walker forget? Oops, oh, I forgot to glue those down. But what did I forget on the back? Before you even start gluing, I want you to be sure you get your name and class code on your paper, okay? Be sure you put your class code in a circle, put it inside there. And then this will go on the drying rack when we're finished today. When you hear Mr. Timer, you're going to put that on the drying rack. I think I'm going to keep looking, though, for these. I'm not 100% sold on these, although I liked them. I think I can do better, okay? So have fun, be creative, explore those magazines and the papers and see what you think looks like you. There we go.